At some point, you're going to need a thin strip of wood regardless to what you do with woodworking. The easiest way to make thin strips is with a table saw, but the worst way to cut thin strips that's both inaccurate and dangerous is to work with the blade next to the fence. Thin strip jigs that work by allowing you to cut thinner stock from the opposite side of the blade are my go-to, as I've shown in the past with my own jig. But unless you have wide stock and only need a few pieces, you're eventually faced with the same problem as you move your fence with each cut, getting yourself closer to that blade. Instead, we'll use a guide board, which is nothing more than a piece of plywood squared up. We'll use hot glue and attach our stock. This will allow us to get all the cuts we need from the very beginning of the stock to the jig. Besides cutting thin stock, we can also cut smaller pieces. And if you're using a blade guard, it means you don't have to remove it to get your blade next to the fence. Think of this board as your fence, except you have more control. When it's time to cut a piece of stock again, square out the jig, add a good amount of hot glue, make the first pass to make sure you're square, and you're good to go. But before you use this tip, click right here. Sub and follow for more bite-sized tips. Keep making things.